to tell you the recent news that's occurring around the world with Ebola. Let's start with the Air France flight in Madrid, Spain, that they are currently taking and monitoring passengers off of because a fellow passenger has symptoms of Ebola. He had traveled from Nigeria and then boarded this plane on Air France. Okay, now I was just in Paris at this very time where this flight was originating from. In fact, a bunch of people were there for 2 days because there was a strike with the pilots in Germany, and the airports were clogged with people that couldn't get on flights and had to come back. Literally the worst situation I've ever encountered as far as their version of TSA and customs. Needless to say, I traveled in the last week between the US, Amsterdam, took a train through multiple countries, and then was in Paris, stuck there. Sounds really difficult, doesn't it? Oh, stuck in Paris. But however, in this case, stuck there with hundreds of desperate people trying to get themselves out of the country. Now we have this passenger off of Air France that is full on symptomatic with Ebola. And I just have to say, I was there. And in not one case on the trains or in any of the airports, including America, was I asked about where I had originated from, i.e., possibly Africa, where all the people that are getting Ebola have had direct contact from. Most of the doctors that brought it back to the US were there. And once again, now we're seeing a passenger out of Africa that was surprisingly still allowed on a flight. So what I want to say is there is no protocol going on to screen anybody for Ebola symptoms. And this is just another obvious case of this being true. And I, like I said, was just there in the middle of it on this very day. So I guess the big question is, if this is a real threat to the global community, why are they allowing people out of these highly affected areas to fly? And why aren't they screening people that may be at risk of coming from these areas? And right here in the US, we have this guy, and he was from Doctors with No Borders, and he was over there, and now he's the newest victim in America, in New York. And his fiance, of course, is being quarantined along with a couple friends of his. I'm going to link all these stories below. But in any case, he's quarantined now, but he took the subway multiple places, and he went to dinner and bowling. And long story short, in my humble opinion, and I'd love to get feedback from you all based on this new information, if they want to stop this, why don't they stop it right out of Africa by not allowing flights in or out of it until they can get a handle on it? And is this just, as I suspect H1N1 was, a cover-up to get us involved in this fear-mongering so we avoid looking at something else, whatever that may be? But I beseech you to stay in your higher power and not be afraid of this, but continue to look into it, and let's share together and stay